Hello Steelers, and welcome to today's hobby report, bench report, hobby update. It's been quite a busy week this week, since last week when I was over, when we had the heatwave here in the UK, and it basically didn't allow me to do anything. I managed to catch up a little bit and get back on the old wagon. So there's quite a bit here. So we had, first of all, I've had these Panzer IIIs sat in my to-do pile for ages. Richard Naylor, the nicest man on Twitter, sent them to me. Maybe getting in for a couple of years ago now. It was during the height of the pandemic, and he was just clearing out some stuff, and he was selling bits and pieces of his old Plastic Soldier Company things. So I got some of the boxes off him, and one of them was the Panzer IIIs. They've kind of been sat in my to-do pile because the Plastic Soldier Company vehicles have so many different types of tank in them. It took me ages to actually decide which one to do. I finally settled with the Panzer III Js because I didn't have any. So they're going to be early war. They'll obviously fit in with anything from chain of command through to O group, through to IMB Shot Mum, and even PBI, which I've been playing recently. So they're pretty nice and, as I say, relatively generic. They're not any particular unit. What I did do though, on two of them, the first two I made, I put the wrong gun mantlet on the front, on the the bow machine gun mantlet. I don't think you're going to notice, and you'll probably only notice if I actually say it anyway, so I don't think any of my friends are going to notice. So I'm going to keep it quiet and not say anything to anybody. But that was the only slight bummer with them. But apart from that, really nice kits, they went together. And I've also made a painting video as well, because I've not done an early war German painting video, early war German armour painting video. So that is in the process of being edited and put together. So that will be out at some point in the future. Also as well, this week I finally made a start on the 6mm Prussians that my mate Paul printed out for me, again, ages ago. These have been sat on the to-do pile. One of the reasons I hadn't done it is because I didn't really have many bases from Sally Forth, and I just couldn't face making the labels. But I sat down the other week and I just knocked out the labels. Turns out that I actually already made the labels, and I found them again, so that was great. So I've done that twice. The first ones are actually better than the second one, so I'm going to reprint them and I'm going to relabel them. Then it's not going to be a difficult problem. I'll do that later today. But I just they paint up really nice. I can't remember the name of the manufacturer for these, but they're well, he's a sculptor more than anything, and then Paul just printed them out for me. I've already done one line battalion, one line brigade, and also two Westphalian Landwehr brigades, but then I ran out of bases. So I ordered a load of bases in from Sally Forth. They haven't arrived by the end of the week, so I'm just waiting for those. They will arrive soon, because I saw that they had been dispatched. I got an email yesterday saying they'd been dispatched, so I can crack on with those, and I'll probably pester Paul for more once I've started. So I have actually made a start on the Prussians for 1815. So you never know, at some point there might be the Battle of Wavre and Battle of Ligny appearing on the channel. We'll see. Also as well this week, I bought from Paul over at Sabotaged some 3D printed civilian vehicles. I had a chat to him on Twitter and just asked if he got any civilian vehicle that he could do for me, and he turned up with a couple of different types of trucks and Citroen cars. These are just going to be scatter and cover, so they're going to be placed around, because you always my tables are a bit empty when it comes to civilian stuff, so I try to add a little bit of scatter, and these will work perfectly. Really nice. Just painted them up very quickly, and then they're ready to go, just to be dropped onto any chain of command style table or any other small skirmish game kind of thing. And again, just adds a little bit of interest to the tabletop, and they are very nice prints. He doesn't have them on his website, so go over to Twitter and contact Paul through his Sabotaged Twitter handle. You'll find him there. Also as well this week, I haven't completed them yet, but I did actually start work on the US Marine squads that Stu from Miniature Realms sent out to me. Again, go and check Stu out over at Miniature Realms, channel that deserves a lot more subscribers. Go and hit them. I started the first squad just because I wanted to test them out really, and just to get some paints on them and see how they turn out. I've got no further at the moment than just putting the bases on them. They'll need undercoating and messing about with. Might not do that today, but probably down the week. I also, as well, started experimenting. I don't really want to hold it because it's still a little bit wet, with Japanese bunkers, because if I'm doing the island hopping stuff, the Japanese are going to be in bunkers, and I know it's going to be a feature in the Far East handbook, from what I've seen of what Richard's been putting on Facebook, on Twitter, sorry, as he's been doing the US Marine Corps stuff for the island hopping for the Chain of Command handbook. These are based on, basically, I've ripped off Joe the Wargamer, Joe Bilton's ideas and just copied those. They're only done with mounting card, sorry, with foam card, and then just a few little bits and pieces here and there. As I say, I've only just started those, so it's just an experiment. Once I've got a little bit better with them, and I think I know how to make them better, I will probably make a tutorial video on them. These are in 15mm, but you'll be able to do them in any scale, 28mm or whatever. Just change the sizes basically. But that's something I'll do in the future. Then in the post I got quite a few things. For the Panzer IIIs, I did have a load of stowage and I lost it and I couldn't find it anywhere. I've got no idea where it's gone to. It'll be somewhere in the pile, but I decided I'll just buy some more, and I got a couple of sets of this. This is from Red Dog UK. They sell over on eBay, but they also have their own website as well. And this is their 15mm stowage, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's resin stuff. It's not particularly cheap, but it is really good, and there's loads of bags and baggages and things. However, Richard Hogg has also said he's going to send me a load of stowage out as well, 3D printed, so thanks for that, Richard. I do appreciate it, and I'm sure I'll show you that when that arrives as well. But I did needed some quickly for the Panzer III, so I just got that, and it arrived in 2 days, so you can't fault that kind of service really, can you? Also in the post as well, I got some more tufts because I'd run out of small tufts for Blucher bases, so I just went and bought a load of new ones. These ones are specifically for the Blucher bases because they're obviously 6mm. These ones are from Tajima. Again, they sell over on eBay. Tajima One Miniatures. They're based down in Cornwall. They're well worth checking out. They're really good service. Again, I think it was like a 2-day delivery for 2 packs, and next to nothing. There is the argument that I could make my own tufts if I got a static grass applicator and things, but why bother? There's somebody who knows how to do it better than I could ever do it, so I'm happy to throw money at them really. And also I got another tub of the Warpainter Scenics, their tufts as well. I'd got these before, but I was kind of running out. I was just getting down a little bit. This is a great value set for about 16 quid. There's tons and tons of tufts in there of all different types, so it's a really good. It's a bit of a lucky dip as to what you get, but they are all very useful and very widespread for different theatres and things. So that's well worth checking out. That is, just to mention it again, Warpainter Scenics. If I remember, I'll try and put all the names of these things in the description below, so you can just go through the clicks there. I also got the new copy of, the other thing as well, speaking of the jungle, is I got this, which is a big box full of Lichen. You can see here. Now, Richard of Two Fat Laddies has been posting pictures on Twitter of their island hopping games, and he's been using Lichen to basically populate the floor of the table, basically, so it's not perfect. Lichen's one of those things that I used to have tons of it when I was a nipper, because it was the only thing that you could get hold of for scenery. But given today's eyes, it looks a bit crap if it's just used on its own. But if it's used with other things in place, like the palm trees that I have and the jungle plants and things, then it really lifts and changes the whole look of the tabletop, and it's a dead easy, cheap way of doing it as well. So I thought, right, I'll just get myself a ton of that. I'm kind of kicking myself because for our wedding 5 years ago, my wife bought a ton of Lichen to decorate tables and things like that, and stupidly enough, it was a huge bag of it. I thought, I'm never going to use this, and I was going to sell it on, but even then I thought, is it ever going to sell? And I got rid of it. I dumped it like an idiot, and it's one of those things I'm now kicking myself for. So there's a lesson there, never get rid of anything. But the other thing that came in the post was Wargame Soldiers and Strategy magazine. This came through this week. There's some great articles in here. Let me just tell you, there's quite a few ones. There's one by Gary from Case Shots Publishing. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube as well. Go and check out his channel. Also, there's an 1940s article from Nick Skinner, and also a couple of connected scenarios from Joe Bilton as well, Joe the Wargamer, and it has inspired me. I was reading these the other night. This has inspired me to look at the 1940s stuff. So I bought the 1940s handbook from TFL, Two Fat Lardies. I'm just waiting for that to come through. I have had a copy of it in PDF, but I've never had the hard copy, and I prefer hard copies to read. PDFs are okay when you're checking up rules and things quickly, but to actually sit down and read, I prefer the hard copy. So I thought, put a bit of money behind TFL's till. And I also got, I've also bought as well from Forged in Battle, a 1940 French Platoon as well. So that's going to be the start of a small collection of French stuff. I'm just going to start looking at it because it's, you know, Chain of Command is a nice easy way to start off any kind of, let's say, project, and you only need about 40 figures or so, and this is the same with the French. So there's 40 in the box. I mean, they're about £15 for that many, which is a pretty good price, really. And then I could always go to people like Peter Pig or some of the other manufacturers to add extra bits and pieces that I need. But if I just build that core platoon, I've got something I can start using at least. Speaking of Chain of Command, I also bought 29 Let's Go, which I think is the first Chain of Command pint-sized campaign that was put out, because I've been speaking to Dex about doing a Chain of Command pint-sized campaign. He said he had that one, so I thought, well, I've got quite a few of the other ones. I haven't got the 29 Let's Go. Well, I have now, but I didn't have it then. So I thought, okay, well, let's do that. We'll start with that one. If it's the first one, it's going to be like, you know, the most basic one. So there's probably not going to be loads of extra rules or things in it. So I bought that. I'm just waiting for it to come through from. I got it printed as well at Docs Direct, so I'm just going to wait for. Again, hard copy. I prefer hard copy. So I'm just waiting for that to come through, and then we're going to start a campaign with that down at the club. So that should be fun over the next few weeks. I should think that'll be interesting. Also, this week as well, I managed to get down to see the Walker Foundry. There was archaeological works happening in my town, and I managed to get down to see the Walker Foundry, where they were excavating the original Walker, or part of the original Walker Foundry. The Walker brothers were the big industrialists in Rotherham in the late 18th century, and they actually cast and forged the guns that went on HMS Victory at Trafalgar. So incredibly important industrialists at the time, and they built quite a few other buildings in the town as well, including Clifton Park Museum as is now, and also the building at the top of my road was their doctor's as well, his road, an old 18th century. It's now flats. But it was great to see that. Nice little bit of archaeology, almost on the doorstep. There was quite a lot remaining as well. There was even the wooden planking from where the anvil had sat, which was great. So yeah, that was fantastic, and nice to get around and see that. On Thursday, we had a big club game of O Group. So it was myself and Kevin were playing as the Germans against Paul and Terry's British, who were attacking. We played the St. Manvue scenario from the 1944 Normandy handbook that recently came out. It's the first scenario in the 6 of them, and it was a total wipeout for the British. They ended we didn't finish the game, but we got to about turn 8 of 16, and they'd already got 2 foo bars at that point, and the Germans hadn't even lost a single figure. It's a very hard scenario. I played it solo at the weekend, last weekend, and filmed it as well for a video coming out at some point, and it is incredibly hard for the British. You kind of either have to wait for the armour to turn up, or really concentrate your attacks, and the lads just didn't, and they just got cut down as they were crossing the stream, unfortunately for them. But it was a great game. Everybody enjoyed it, and everyone said how much they enjoyed it, and I think we all want to try it again. Kevin and I said we tried it as the British this time, and they tried it as the defending Germans, so fingers crossed that is going to be something that we'll do it in the future. Also this week as well, yesterday on Saturday, I played a solo game of Lichen Pulls It Off. This was the death of Werner Voss, his last fight against the 6 aces of 56 Squadron, led by McCudden, and then also Arthur Rhys Davis, who eventually was credited for shooting Voss down. I filmed it, specifically filmed it for a video. It's something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and what I wanted to do was try out how far I could take Lichen without breaking it, really, or to see if it could be broken, and it works really well. What I did was basically, because you can seed the card deck with various cards, that's what I did. So I gave the British just their basic move and fire cards, and I gave Werner Voss his basic move and fire cards, but he also had a character card, he had a top ace card, and also they had a blank card in there as well, which allowed Werner to move on the spot. But I'll describe more of that itself when I actually put the video out, so you'll be able to see that. It's a nice, interesting little scenario. Just all Werner has to do is damage the 6 British aircraft at least once. Even just doing minor damage is enough, and they have to shoot him down or drive him off. And it was a great little game, really good fun, and it actually was very balanced as well, given that I was able to mess about with the card deck. This afternoon we're also, my mate Mark is coming over, we're going to play some more Algae, so we're going to do some, this is going to be some Bloody April stuff, so 1917, early 1917 stuff. I want to get a little bit of practice in because it's a large workshop in a couple of weeks, in fact, so I'm going to be at that with Lichen Pulls It Off, and I've already got quite a few players signed up for that. Unfortunately, because I'm going to be running games in the morning and the afternoon, I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do any filming there, so I don't think there's going to be a video report of it. I'll try and get photos as much as possible, and I'll probably talk about it more in a bench update rather than an actual dedicated video. That's the problem with filming stuff for the channel. I either go to a games day and play games all day, or I go and I film, and it's the choice. It's a hard choice because I kind of want to go and play games. I also want to go and film so everybody else can see it as well. Whereas with your normal, let's say normal convention, it's a bit different because I can just walk around and film everything, and I generally don't play games at conventions. Whereas the Lardy days, in this case, I'm either running a game or I'm going to be playing a game, and it's not very fair on the other players. It's if I keep nipping off to get footage of all the other games. So we'll. It'll probably be. It might be something. I might snatch a couple of interviews and then again seed them into the bench report for it. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Kind of wrapping up there. August schedule will be out today. I'll post that up everywhere. You should be able to see it on the screen at the moment anyway. But also I'll post it up everywhere. So we've got 4 videos coming for you over the August month. All released on Friday. There probably will be a couple of other little bits and pieces that come out, like these kind of videos, and anything else that if something springs to mind that I need to get out. So keep an eye out for those. If you want to get free early ad-free access to those, you can join my Patreon for as little as I think it's £1 or $1 a month, which all helps the channel. You will get On the Monday you will get access to all of those videos for 2 weeks, and then I take them off, but you will get access to them all, so you can watch them earlier than everybody else if that's what the kind of thing you want to do. And also if you want to help out the channel, then links for Patreon are down in the description as everywhere else. Alright, I'll just say once again, if you want to join the Facebook group, go and check that out. Just hit it and I request to join, and I will get you in it as soon as I see the request. Okay, I will wrap up there and say thanks again for watching this rather long bench report. Hope you've made it through to the end. If you have, thank you very much, and I shall see you in the next Storm Steel video.